Every year I will go on a super long vacation with my friends during the summertime, and this year there is no exception. At first we were thinking to take a trip to South America. However, when we saw the flight tickets price, we could only settle for the next best thing and continue to explore the European continent. Our first stop was Sardinia, Italy. As soon as we get off the plane, we could not wait to go to the beach. And after playing volleyball all morning, we also got lots of good video materials. That night we stayed in a very small town called Ohrid, and we booked a very good value hotel, even during the peak season in August. The next day, we rented a boat to go out. The weather was really good by the day we went to the sea, but the boat was very rocky, and everyone was a little bit seasick, so we have to go back to the port very early before the scheduled time. If we can go down to the water, we can also go up to the mountains. On the third day of our trip, we reached to the peak of more than 1,300 meters above the sea level. When the rain came in the afternoon, the clouds even went straight across the mountains. In the small town of Ohrid, there is a special Sardinia food called pupusa. The tender and juicy little pork with potatoes made me to eat this same dish for 3 days in a row. On the fourth day, we went north and happened to meet the annual religious festival. To be honest, I have no idea what is that. But then we went to the beach again. The clear water can be seen through the lens at a glance. On a small island called La Matamena in the north, we saw a lot of white boars, and I was wondering how their meat will be. So, we were in Sardinia for 1 week, and then it's Albania, the country I visited 3 times. I came to Albania for the first time last August, and come back again in December for the Eurovision national selection, which is called Festival Hungary. Back to the same restaurant, back to the same type of taxi, back to the same breakfast. As I said last year, this is a type of meat pie very similar to the Chinese breakfast. It even feels like returning to Germany because most of the bosses here were bought directly from Germany. As you can see, the German language is still in the bus. After 1 night in the capital city Tirana, the next day we headed to the small town called Berat. And I sprained my foot at the station, and it swelled up so much that day that I even can't walk, and the leg has not recovered even yet. The next day I have to drag this bad foot and continue on the journey. It just so happened that the weather was bad, and the whole street was flooded with a heavy rain. Going east from Albania is a lake I like very much, which is called Ohrid. There's absurdly cheap food here, as well as absurdly cheap cigarettes, about 1/3 of the price from Germany. Although the lake is not as clear as the Sardinia Sea, and the weather is not as good, the beautiful view proves why I'm here for the 3rd time in a year. The sunset in the evening can make people intoxicated here without any filter. After 3 days in Ohrid, we headed to the nearby lake Matka. Eating 1 euro of grated corn, we experienced kayaking for the first time, and our hands were so sore after we slept it. On the 15th day, we continued north to Sofia, the capital city of Bulgaria. There is a hot spring in Sofia. You can see many locals come here with a lot of big buckets to pick up water and take home for drinking. The Rila monastery next to Sofia is even more beautiful. Everyone took a lot of photos, and of course, the tourman was forced to act as a manpower pillar. From Bulgaria, we continued our trip, and after 9 hours by bus, we came to Serbia. Serbia is a very magical city, and the architecture here seems to bring people back to China, and the country it seems to be divided into two forces with other European countries. We passed by a boxing match that night, and people boomed to the US team and applauded to the Russians, which is not normal, not uncommon in Europe. Serbian food is also very good. We also tasted the local cola. We also watched a football game that night and found out later that we had been forced into a political incident, that we were supporting Russia, even we didn't know that. Here, our trip has come to the 19th days. After another nightmare 10 hours by bus, we headed back to the US Schengen area to Budapest. Budapest is astonished. As a tourist city, there were so many people. We did some tourist stuff in the morning, and after eating some desserts, which seems to be very popular on TikTok, directly we would sank into a hot spring in the afternoon and also saw a rainbow in the end. The prices in Budapest are generally not high. For example, this duck leg meat is less than 10 euros. Two days later, we headed north to Vienna, passing to Slovakia city, Bratislava. This is a city where I experienced the biggest thunder of the trip, because I ordered one of their traditional food made by sauerkraut, and it feels like I was back in Germany. However, Slovakia is very close to a German-speaking area, so I'm not surprised that the culture is close to Germany. When I was visiting to the castle, there are also a lot of German out groups. And speaking of Vienna, Austria, which is near to Slovakia, is our next destination. Basically, we did a lot of touristic stuff. We went to the bridge where they shoot the movie before sunrise, and also listened to a very touristic performance in the Golden Hall. And by the way, we also had the famous schnitzel, which is also very German. I spent one night in the Czech city called Brno before heading to my last country, Poland. As the second largest city in the Czech Republic, Brno has a very big university, and I will definitely go there again because I really love it. At this time, my trip is coming to the end. My last stop is Krakow, Poland. The price here is unbelievably cheap. You can even get a beef tartar for like 9 euro. Not far from Krakow is a place that all Chinese learned from the very famous article in school, Auschwitz. There's no news in Auschwitz, like said in the article. And everyone knows what this place means. And in these special times, it is hoped that the war will never repair in our world. So that is my trip in 26 days, 10 countries. My trip ends at this moment.